Well, this one's over, Clipper Nation. They hung tough till about 4 minutes left in the third quarter. And then somehow they were down 20 heading into the fourth. They're down by 25. Thunder are too damn good. Nobody's beaten this team. If they're relatively healthy in the playoffs, their defense is otherworldly. The defense is special. I don't know if I've ever seen more on-ball defenders and guys who can switch on a team in my life. The Pistons team was great for its day in 2004. That defense, Rasheed, Ben Wallace, Tayshaun Prince, Chauncey, but this is different. This is catered to the modern NBA. I ain't having a conversation about Zubas. You know what? I'm gonna show you a tweet about Ivica Zubas. Some of you will understand this. Some of you will just look at box scores. Justin Rousseau, I think, put it best here. I think it's been arguably the biggest offensive story of the season. They just can't get him the ball in good spots. And when they do, he's consistently doubled in the post more than any other player. The lack of spacing with tangible shooting has been a killer for him. This was in response to Justin from LA Clippers Film saying, poor Zoo, the amount of times he had great positions, seals, and they just can't get him the ball. Like, this is either you watch the game or you don't to understand this stuff. I'm not putting it on Zoo. They can't make entry passes. And they can't get the appropriate spacing because they're not a good shooting team. Zoo's the least of their problems. I'm not saying he's been great. I'm not saying he's been as good as last year. Teams also scout for him more, and the Clippers shooting is worse from the outside, which kills spacing. And he's being doubled way more. He's one of the most double players in the league. Like, they tried to give him the basketball, and he got a lot of turnovers because of it. It's frustrating. Clippers down 16 with 3:20, make it 3:13 left in the fourth quarter. Are about to drop to 6-21. Their next game added into a dome against the Lakers on Saturday. OKC is the best team we've seen since the 2017 Golden State Warriors. Man, I knew that coming into the game, but when you see the rate at which they caused turnovers at the end of the third quarter when they turned up the gas on the Clippers, I said it on X, I said it on the broadcast, but there are passes you can make against other teams that you cannot try against OKC. It's really almost like a culture shock, the way they do it. There's nothing else like playing the Thunder.
15 minutes plus 26.
It's crazy what they're able to do. They are, guys, their defense is 8 points better per 100 possessions than the second best defensive rating in the league. Do you know how insane that is? It's historic. What we could be looking at is a historic season. I've said for at least 3 weeks, if OKC wants to win 70 games, they're winning 70-plus games. Just depends if they want to go for the record. SGA says winning's important. I mean, we saw them challenge a play up by 23 at the end of the third quarter that they weren't going to win, and they didn't win it on a foul. OKC is playing for perfection. Be right back in a second here. Got to jump back in, bring it back into Carlo. We got 3 minutes left in this ball game.
This is LA Clippers basketball. Heard exclusively on the LA Clippers.
Late fourth quarter in Oklahoma City, Clippers and Thunder. And Carlo, did we get an early ruling there?
We did. Clean block from Bro. And Adam, we talked about this at the end of the Miami game. If things in a blowout, we get taken in the next game. I think the play of Brook Lopez and the play of John Collins are definitely positives. And then Kobe Sanders.
Yeah, some of the young guys, Kobe Sanders and that defense, that's been a bright spot for this Clippers all season long, the play of Kobe Sanders.
Really, a gem that seemed to found that 16-1 and this is going the board. Lopez catches right blocks. So they're one of the right way three.
We got 3 minutes left. Hopefully no more fouls, no more timeouts. Clippers down 16. Would take a miracle to come back.
Back and forth. He waits for off-ball movement. 2:40 to play here in the fourth. Okay.
My one takeaway, once again in this game, look, if they played as hard and executed as well as they did through the first 2.5 quarters tonight, and they did that on Monday night, they would have beat Memphis. Monday night was the first time I really didn't like the Clippers' effort, and I felt like at times they were going through the motions. Maybe not the first time, but the first time in a while. They looked like they were trying to rely on the home crowd to pull them through. Tonight, I like the way they played through the first, 30 minutes, 32 minutes. OKC's just great. And you're not going to beat a great team turning the ball over 24 times to just 8 for OKC. I have 3 times as many turnovers, 24 turnovers leading to 32 points. I give OKC credit because their defense is so swarming and their ball pressure is unbelievable. And some of the Clippers' young guys really couldn't handle it. But there's just no chance when OKC has gotten up 21 more shots than you, 22 now. You're not going to win that game. And the Clippers continue to not shoot it well from the outside. OKC wasn't even good from 3. They were 12 of 34. That's 35%. But the Clippers were 10 of 32. Every night they're losing the 3-point battle. Every night. It is hard to win in this league when every night you're at a disadvantage there. Bogey has looked better as of late and got the start. He had 14, 6 of 12 from the field. I was happy to see Batum back. I wouldn't say he had a great game, but when you see the type of turnovers the Clippers had tonight, a backcourt violation on Dunn, who had 6 turnovers, the offensive fouls the Clippers had, just uncharacteristically bad turnovers like that. A lot of that is just, you don't see defenses like OKC very often, if at all. And their ball pressure, the lack of airspace they give you, it speeds guys up. It gets them uncomfortable. It gets them playing outside of themselves. It gets them making poor decisions, leading to errors in the turnover department. So I do give OKC a ton of credit. They're just that good. But
OKC by 16. Here come the Clippers.
The Clippers still at about 8 turnovers, 10 turnovers too many.
Thunder pouring it on.
Where they actually Clippers won the rebounding battle.
120 to 101. Thunder by 19.
They shot better from the field from 2. They took more free throws. A couple more steals at the end of the game for good measure. Clippers going to end up, guys, with almost 30 turnovers. My God. I mean, if you just had 16, just 16 turnovers, you're in this game. When they unraveled at the end of the third, it was all turnovers.
OKC chance echo. Clippers will not be back here this season. They will welcome the Thunder April 8th.
Yeah, if you think Paul George was the only reason they were one of the best 3-point teams, I got news for you.
By 11, Thunder though went on a 7-6 run to take an 8-point.
All right, guys.
And then close the third quarter on a 28-13 run. That's one left 20.
Inbound, and that does it here in Oklahoma City. The Thunder take down the Clips 122 to 101. Oklahoma City fell down 11 early, but came from behind and stormed all the way back. 32 from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 22 from Holmgren. Clippers got a double-double from Ivica Zubac, 11 and 11, 22 for Kawhi Leonard to go along with 8 rebounds and 6 assists. John Collins finished with 20 points, 14 for Bogdan Bogdanovic, and 14 for Chris Dunn. Well, for Carlo Jimenez, our engineer, Britt Lockhart, our statistician, Cooper Turlip, saying so long from Oklahoma City. We will talk to you in 2 minutes. Adam Oslin has you the rest of the way. Clippers fall in OKC 122 to 101 on the Clippers Saturday Network.
The Clippers were down 7 with about 4 minutes left in the third quarter, just for OKC to open this one up, as the defending champs tend to do, and put the Clippers away, winning 122 to 101. Clippers fall in Oklahoma City. Welcome into your post-game show as the Clippers drop to 6-21 on the season. Before we get to your final box score and get to your phone calls on Clippers Talk, let's get back out to Carlo Jimenez from Paycom Center in OKC. Well, Carlo, I like the way the Clippers played for about 32 minutes, but once OKC turned up the heat, turned up the gas a little bit defensively, the turnovers came in bunches, and this game just spiraled out of control for the Clippers.
Yeah, you think about it, Adam, they had 9 there in the third quarter and then 9 more in the fourth quarter. Of course, a lot of those kind of down the stretch. Game was already over. Oklahoma City, I think, had 4 in the last 2 minutes, and it wasn't really going to mean anything. But you're right. This is an Oklahoma City team that they turn possessions on the defensive end into easy buckets on the offensive end, and that's how they thrive. And I thought when the Clippers didn't turn the ball over, their half-court offense was great tonight. I mean, they finished with 23 assists in this ball game, able to move the rock officially. 25 assists in this ball game, move the rock officially on the offensive end. They shoot nearly 50%. But when you give up 29 turnovers and it leads to 38 points from your opponent, it's just not a way you're going to win a game. But that is the way Oklahoma City has won 25 of their 27 to start the season.
Yeah, this is what they do. It's almost like a culture shock. I was saying that a little bit earlier off air. When you played the Oklahoma City Thunder, they have more on-ball defenders and switchable defenders than just about any team in NBA history, maybe.
Yeah.
And they've been a historic defense to start off this season. We'll see where they end up. But it's hard to adjust or prepare yourself for just how little airspace you're going to get against this Oklahoma City ball club.
Yeah, I mean, even late in games, right? I mean, no one's dribbling the ball without having somebody hounding them the entire time. That's what you notice about this team. Their point of attack defense, they have 10 guys who can play elite point of attack defense. And then they got a guy with like Alec Caruso coming off the bench who in 15 minutes was a plus 26. I mean, the way he changes the game with his defensive ability is impressive. For the Clippers, this is one where you played a team that's on their way to trying to make history in the NBA. You hung with them for a good 2.5 quarters, had an 11-point lead at one point, but just couldn't maybe hang on to it the rest of the way. I thought despite maybe the struggles defensively, Adam, Chris Dunn, another great night shooting the ball. He's now hit 9 threes in his last 3 games. He hit 3 of them on 6 attempts today. Did finish with 4 assists. Bogey was good in this game with his 14 points. And Jordan Miller and Kobe Sanders, the 2 young guys, I thought showed promise throughout. It's a tough loss for the Clippers. You knew it was going to be tough against Oklahoma City, but there's still positives to take away. This team wasn't down 50 in the first half.
Yeah, this Clippers team, look, the effort was there. Carlo, if they played with this type of effort and spirit and execution in the first 32 minutes of this game and applied that to Monday night, they probably beat that Memphis Grizzlies team, which makes it all that much more frustrating. It felt like they were trying to match OKC in their talent level and were able to for a lot of this ball game until OKC eventually pulled away in this one. But this Clippers team, nonetheless, they are 6-21. There's been some good process here and there, but 6-21 speaks for itself. They have to find a way to get a win over the Lakers on Saturday night back at Intuit Dome. Tip-off at 7:30. Your pregame show starts at 6:30. Great call as always, Carlos. Safe travels. We'll talk to you back at the Dome on Saturday.
Adam, I will talk to you Saturday. Excited for a little Battle of LA action. Here we go. Clippers, Lakers, let's go.
Coming up next, your post-game box score after the Clippers fall in OKC 122-101. And you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. I don't know what to say, guys. They're 6-21. They played hard. They didn't quit. OKC is way better. They're better than everyone. They might be a historically great team by the time all things are said and done. Hell, they won 68 games last year while missing Chet for half of them. If they win 70+ this season, win it all, and go back-to-back, I don't know what we're looking at here, but it stings when you're a Clippers fan to watch them get dismantled by a team. Yes, they somewhat created it. A lot of bad luck. Kawhi ACL, yada, yada, yada. Here we are. They're 6-21. Yes, Timothy, they've lost 19 of their last 22. Clippers and Lakers on Saturday. Beat the Lakers. Find a way to beat the Lakers. That would give fans something to cheer about. I still think a move's coming. I don't know how major, what magnitude of a move we'll get, but I still think one's coming. I don't know how much longer you can wait.
Streaming iHeartRadio. This is the
Well, the Clippers hung around for 32 minutes and then got blitzed the last 16 minutes. They were down by as many as 25 and would lose 122-101 by 21 in OKC to the Thunder. Welcome back into your post-game show. I'm Adam Osland. Clippers ended up shooting 49% from the field, 10 of 32 from the outside. They lose the three-point battle once again. They were at 31%, OKC at 36% from three. And the Clippers ended up with a final tally of 29 turnovers in this ball game. That is just inexcusable. OKC is good. They're great. Their defense is there. They average turning teams over 18 times per game, not 29. So, yes, some of it's understandable. Young guys, bad turnovers. Kobe Sanders was 6 of them. Jordan Miller with 4. But Chris Dunn was 6 turnovers, a backcourt violation, offensive fouls. Even Kawhi had 3. That's a lot for him. That's where OKC thrives. That's how they beat you. I've been saying, going back to last season, the most reliable thing in sports is Oklahoma City's defense. Most reliable thing in sports. They are great there. And they're only getting better. They ended up at 48% from the field. They were led by SGA, who finished with 32 after a slow start in this one. Somehow, Chet Holmgren had a quick start with 11 points in the first quarter. He would get 11 more in the final 3 quarters. J-Dub finished with 20 points. He had 11 points in the second quarter. Mitchell, though, was 16. Isaiah Joe with 4 3-pointers. Maybe one of the bigger 3-pointers of the ball game late in the third quarter. Isaiah Joe with 14 points. Clippers were led by Kawhi with 22 on 9 of 17 shooting, but 0 of 5 from 3. John Collins had 20 points for the Clippers. Ivica Zubac's 11 rebounds, just 11 points on 3 of 7 shooting, and they had difficulty making those entry passes to Ivica Zubac. Again, when he's being double-teamed, that led to some turnovers there. Bogey looked okay, 6 of 12, 14 points. Chris Dunn had 14 again. Clippers bench, though. Brook Lopez had 6 points late. Nico Batum was 6 points, making 2 3-pointers. Jordan Miller just 1 of 5. Kobe Sanders just 2 of 5. Clippers lose 122-101. They were outscored points in the paint wise 66-38. And those 29 turnovers by the Clippers led to 38 points for OKC, who only turned it over 9 times. 20 less times than the Clippers. Clippers lose 122-101 in OKC. They dropped to 6-21 on the season. They're back at the Dome, at Into a Dome, taking on the Lakers Saturday night. More on that coming up. I'm Adam Osland. You're listening to your Clippers post-game locker room show right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. It's tough out here right now. Clippers hang with a good team, lose late. In this case, we're blown out late. Coach Lue's speaking right now. Can we put it in here?
There you go.
What makes this defensive team so special?
They can guard at all 5 positions. No weak links on the floor, and they pressure you, they speed you up, they attack the dribble, they turn you over. And so, coming to the game, we talked about not turning the basketball over. You're up 29 turnovers for 38 points. I thought our half-court defense was really good. I thought we did a good job against them. When you turn the ball over against them, it's just too hard to recover.
What's the value that you can take from this game? I thought the team came out really focused, very competitive, different energy than we saw the other night from Memphis. What can you take from this game that way?
No, the way we started, I thought the way we started was good. I thought we came up the right in check. And then I thought, like I said, that pressure, came up against with Caruso and those guys. They really turn the defense up, and we weren't able to handle that pressure.
What did you like about Bogey in that starting five?
This isn't criticism on anybody. It just is what it is. But it's strange seeing Brian Seaman have to ask post-game questions.
What did you think of John Collins' play?
I thought he was good. I thought he had some other opportunities where he had smaller guys on the lead and seat. I thought Zoo, same thing. Like, we know he wasn't corner threes, but just
not that he isn't good at it.
Chance rotate down to the three, then Zoo had a smaller guy on his back that we missed about.
Brian Seaman giving us that extra.
But, JC overall, I thought his energy was really good.
Backcourt tie.
OKC took down your Clippers 122-101. No clip show for life. You said this in the chat, and I just put them in timeout. The NBA did not literally help OKC win. OKC is great. Anybody that is saying that is not watching basketball. This is what they do. We just heard from Coach Lue during the break on the YouTube side at Clippers Talk, speaking with Brian Seaman, talking about how they can guard 1 through 5. There's no weaknesses on their team defensively, and how they talked about not turning the basketball over against OKC. Coaches told them not to. I know you guys will mostly blame Coach Lue anyways. Kobe Sanders, young player, 6 turnovers. Jordan Miller, young player, 4 turnovers. Chris Dunn, 6 turnovers. That might be a career high. Far too many. But no James Harden in this ball game. That doesn't help. If you're wondering why you have this many turnovers, no James Harden for the Clippers in this one. That says a lot. 29 turnovers leading to 38 points in a game without the bearded wonder. But the Clippers hung tough till about the 4-minute mark of the third quarter. Coming up next in Los Angeles, we will have Clippers talk for you. 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. You can also get to me at Follow Adame on X and at Clippers Talk on the YouTube side. Outside of Los Angeles, we're leaving you until Saturday, where the Clippers host the Lakers at Intuit Dome. Tip-off at 7:30, pregame show at 6:30. Outside of LA, talk to you then. In LA, it is Clippers Talk next. If anybody in the chat talking all that stuff wants to call in, 866-987-2570. Got a few people on hold. Clippers Talk is for you to express yourself. But I get it. A lot of people stay in the chat where it's safe.
It's not just a game. It's a vibe.
Some are just trying to act like OKC isn't great defensively and they get away with a ton of fouls. I'm not going to do that. Their defense is spectacular. Oh, so real calling in. Ooh, thanks for the super chat. Oh, so real. Oh's not jumping off the ship. I thought Zoo was okay. Like, watch the game. They can't get him the basketball. They can't make entry passes. They can't spread the floor enough to get double teams away from Ivica Zubac. I don't think he's had a great season. I don't think he's had a terrible season or a trash season or he sucks or he's averaging almost the exact same as last season. There is a lot of factors that go into Ivica Zubac not getting enough shots. And with that, the Clippers are 6-21 on the season as they hung tough for about 32 minutes, but then would eventually get run off the floor in OKC and lose 122-101, thanks to a lot of self-inflicted wounds and some great defense from Oklahoma City, leading to 29 turnovers for the Clippers, which gave OKC 38 points. Welcome into Clippers Talk. I'm Adam Osland, 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570 is the phone number if you would like to get on. As I mentioned, the Clippers are 6-21. The downward spiral continues. The tailspin continues. Call Kit, call Baloo. Oh, tailspin. Look, I thought the Clippers played well, considering their competition, for about 32 minutes. And then the wheels came off, and I can give you the exact time where the game was lost. It was a 7-point game at about the 4:17 mark of the third quarter. 7-point game. Clippers are down by 9 at the half. They were still battling after they led by as many as 11 in the first quarter. But they were up by just 6 heading into the second quarter. SGA started slow. J-Dub started slow. It was really just Chet Holmgren getting things started in this game. But Kawhi had a good first quarter. Bogey had a good first quarter. John Collins had a good first quarter. Clippers had a fast start. Their half-court defense was strong. Their half-court defense is typically strong. The problem is when they start turning the ball over, then you're not talking about being able to set your defense anymore. But after Ivica Zubac got a bucket to go, as he had, I think, an 11-11 game, at the 4:25 mark of the third quarter, Isaiah Joe hit a three-pointer to put OKC up 10. Turnover, Kobe Sanders. And I'm about to say turnover a lot. Caruso bucket. Clippers now down 12. Batum to Zubac. Bad pass. Caruso, another steal. And a dunk. 90-76. Zubac turnover. Mitchell steal. SGA bucket. 16-point game. Jordan Miller misses. SGA jumper. 18-point game. Good defense by Kobe Sanders on SGA on that possession. Didn't matter. He had some really good possessions against SGA. Doesn't matter. Miller to Kobe Sanders. Bad turnover. SGA luckily missed a three. But then Kobe Sanders loses it to SGA. And Isaiah Joe has a run out for a layup. It's 96-76. In 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes, from the 4:17 mark of the third to the 2:17 mark of the third, it went from a 7-point game to a 20-point game, with OKC up 96-76 with 2:17 left in the third quarter. And it was turnovers. And they didn't stop there. Eventually, it was a 17-2 run in 3 minutes by OKC. And the Clippers got down by 23 after an SGA 3 at 103-80. They were down 20 at 103-83 heading into the fourth. Mitchell 3. There was a turnover, and I think J-Dub got an easy bucket. And the Clippers got down by as many as 25. And you're not going to beat anybody with 29 turnovers, let alone the best team in the league, the defending champs, when you give them 38 points off of those 29 turnovers. 6 for Kobe Sanders, 6 for Chris Dunn, 4 for Jordan Miller, 3 for Kawhi, who was 0 of 5 from the outside. Clippers continue to lose the three-point battle every night. They were 10 of 32. OKC was 13 of 36. OKC shot 36% from 3. Clippers couldn't even match that or exceed that. They were at 31%. And they had so many good looks through great ball movement. Out of timeouts. Big misses when they needed shots. Through playing hot potato around the perimeter. There was a play where Ivica Zubac tipped it out on a missed three-pointer. The ball went all the way around the horn and then back inside to him. And I think he was eventually fouled. There was some great ball movement at times. There was also some not so great ball movement considering 29 turnovers. And they are 6-21 and taking on the Lakers on Saturday at Into a Dome. Let's go to Quentin in San Fernando Valley. Quentin, what's up? You're on Clippers Talk.
Adam, I've been here before. I'm the OG Clipper fan, so I've been here before. I'm just glad to see Kobe Sanders getting playing time. I'm just looking at it. Let's get him developed. I don't know why they're not playing Conan, but Conan needs to be on the court. So at this point,
well, he's hurt, right?
Yeah.
Currently, he got hurt last game. Apparently, he's got a sore knee.
Okay. And then, Adam, I was looking at the trade deadline is February 5th. So I was saying, if they don't show any improvement and start, winning some games, I'm sure they'll probably win maybe 3. But I'm almost certain Mr. Ballmer is gonna make some moves, especially if not before, definitely the trade deadline. And I was talking to my cousin. He's a big Indiana Pacers fan. We were talking about Zubac, and I'm like, dude, you got to give us at least 3 1s for Zubac, at least. So I saw a report where Matterton, or what's that kid's name? That small forward.
Benedict Mathurin. Benedict Mathurin.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Benedict Mathurin. Yeah, I saw a report. The proposed trade for Big Zoo would have been Big Mathurin, Obi Toppin, and a 2026, I guess, unprotected. But if we're trading Big Zoo, because they said a Mark Williams that the Lakers when the Lakers and the Hornets that failed trade, that it was 2 1s for Mark Williams. So if Mark Williams can get you 2-1, Big Zoo has to get us through.
I don't think it was 2 1s. I think it was 1-1, and Dalton Connect was involved. Yeah.
Okay. Well, including Dalton is like a 1 because wasn't Dalton the first round pick?
He was, but his value has dropped. It's not terrible, but he's pretty limited to just being a shooter at this point. They know like his ceiling's much lower than I think they thought, especially because he's older. He's already 24.
Okay, and I don't, you caused me to pay attention to Big Zoo, and he developed into a great player for us. But I feel like he's our most valuable asset. But to be honest with you, Adam, I'm ready to trade Kawhi.
For who? Who's trading for Kawhi? Who's trading for him?
Well, the Miami Heat. I saw a report that the Miami Heat. What's the guard number 55? The young white kid that shoots really good.
Talking about Tyler Hero?
Oh, yeah, Tyler. And I don't think you can get Jaime, but I would love to get Jaime, but maybe Tyler. And I saw a report with Rozier, but Rozier's in some trouble, so I don't know how they would include him in there. But
I don't think anyone's trading for Rozier right now, my friend. I don't think anyone's trading for, and I don't know if anyone's trading for Kawhi Leonard because of the aspiration stuff. It goes both ways.
Yeah, I know, Adam. I know, but you know, we'll know by the, you know, I honestly believe Mr. Bauman's going to make some moves though.
Look, I
by
think
that trade
they're going to
deadline.
make, of course, before the trade deadline, they're going to make some moves. Are they going to make some moves in the next 2 weeks, though? Are they going to make some moves before the end of this week? They're 6-21.
Well, I understand that, Adam. Well, let me ask you this. I saw something on the internet to where we could package we could trade Bogey and Lopez to Sacramento for DeMar DeRozan. Would that be accurate? I you know, because I look at these these proposed trade packages, and they said those two would work for DeMar, but I don't know if Sacramento would be interested in that. What do you think?
I don't know why they would. They're basically just getting expiring contracts then. Yes, the money works, but why would they
Okay.
do it? Just because the money works doesn't
Right.
mean a team's going to do it.
Okay, but I will say this, Adam. Hey, I want to hold on to Kobe.
All right.
Kobe Sanders.
Yeah.
Kobe Sanders. Let's hold on to him. Develop that young man. I see something in him. I like him, and I do.
He hit a turnaround fadeaway that was well defended in the first half on the left elbow that had me and Daniel West back here in the studio just aghast, like what, mouth agape, like wow. Tough defense.
Yeah.
Got to his spot. Turnaround, fadeaway.
Well, you know, being a longtime Clipper fan, I've learned to just look for the positives, you know, and I do like the development of our young Kobe, but Jordan Miller, he just has to stay healthy. We needed to develop him. I don't know. His hamstring is like, I don't know why he's always injured. So,
yeah, well, he's been injured this season, that's for sure. I appreciate the phone call, Quentin.
All right, thank you.
All right, take care, my friend. 866-987-2570, 866-987-2570. If you guys want to get on, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on AM 570 LA Sports. People in the chat want to point out Kobe Sanders had more turnovers than points today. Yeah, that's going to happen for young players against OKC. I guess it's over. He's done. He can't play in this league anymore. I mean, he can't be prisoners of the moment like that. Yes, he had a bad game. He got sped up. It's probably the best on-ball defensive team ever, and he's a rookie. Clipper Chris here on Clipper Stock with Adam Mazen. What's up?
Hello, long time no talk to, but yeah, it was enjoying the first half. We stayed close for a while, and second half, you know, I was going back and forth between the Clipper game and the Rams Seahawks game, and you know, it's just been a bad season. It's like, but I'm not going to abandon the Clippers. You know, it's like, you know, I've devoted myself to them since 2001, so it's like, you know, I'm going to just stick with them no matter what happens during the rest of the season.
I know, Chris, if there was anybody that was going to stick with this squad, it would be you, my friend. I know you're going down with the ship, even if they have a bad season. And I know, you know, Clipper Nation, the reason I say Clippers fans are the best fans is because they're still here. After everything they have been through, they are still here. So I'm with you. Like, bad seasons like this happen. You have down years like this. It's just really discouraging and disappointing, of course.
Yeah, and I figured the next game I might go to would be the one against Detroit, and that's going to be on December 28th, the day after my birthday. So, you know, so that's what I'm looking forward to.
All right, Chris. Well, I appreciate the phone call, my friend. Don't be a stranger. Let's go to Clipper Edward calling in. Clipper Edward, commonly in the chat on Clippers Talk. Clipper Edward, who are you going after tonight?
I mean, I'm not going after anybody. I mean, OKC is a great team. They're amazing. It's hard to watch SGA because he's just so incredible. I mean, the way he breaks you, shakes you, and takes you. But you know, it was, I guess, a good fight. I guess. I mean, they've been blowing everybody out by 20, so I guess I don't feel all that bad. But Kawhi Leonard is just too damn average, you know, making $50 million plus. And I wish we could get rid of him, but we're stuck with him. So that's painful. Zubac, just again, not good enough. I mean, I guess we're not feeding him enough, but then there was also some shots where I was just like, Jesus, what the hell was that? Other than that, the bench has been, again, no help. Batum, he's trying his best out there. I appreciate everything he's given the team, but again, we're just not good enough. Lawrence has to make something happen because the panic button, I mean, it was pressed a long time ago, but now it's serious business. We're 6-21, and it's not getting any better. And all I can say is lose every game during the season, or lose every game lose every game for the season, but don't lose to the Lakers. Do everything in your power to beat the Lakers. We could lose every game for the rest of the season, but just beat the Lakers. I'll be saying all my prayers before that game.
All right, Clipper Edward. I'm with you. That's a big one for LA Pride. I know they already lost to the Lakers once this season, a close game where then the Lakers pulled away late. Similar to what we've seen a lot from this Clippers team. They can hang around, but eventually the cream rises to the top, or teams are younger and have more energy, and the Clippers have less in the tank, certainly than the OKC Thunder, as they lose in this one 122-101 in Oklahoma City. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back. More of your phone calls. 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to Clippers Talk here on AM 570 LA Sports. I like how Mark acknowledges the league changed overnight and the Clippers didn't adjust. It's like, well, if it changed overnight, it's kind of hard to adjust. And who are all the young guys that were available for the Clippers to get for the same amount of money they had to spend? Like, it's easy to just complain without solutions. Beat the Lakers on Saturday, please. That one win would feel like 5. With how many the Clippers have been losing, and I know your guys' disdain for the Lakers. And they have been going after Clippers fans. I guess that means rent-free. But they've been killing the Clippers all season. Getting a lot of joy out of this. It's just maybe it's just one of those years. Not our year. It's not our year. As Will Updike would say last year, it's our year. Not our year. Who's Amir Coffee playing for right now? What are all the minutes that he's getting? I love Amir. I would have been fine keeping him. I know a lot of people in here were saying he was bad last season. They looked at the plus minus. They were killing Amir Coffee. He is averaging for the Milwaukee Bucks 8 minutes a game. Clippers get blown out in the final 16 minutes against Oklahoma City as the Clippers had a bit of a turnover problem. They had 29 of them, leading to 38 points for the Thunder, who only had 9 turnovers, leading to 17 points for the Clippers. That's the most obvious stat that stands out. The 3-point shooting, once again, the Clippers lose that battle. They won the rebounding battle, of course. Some of that can be deceiving sometimes. It was 9-9 when it came to offensive rebounds. I thought they played hard. I thought they played with effort. Once again, for the most part this season, it's not an effort issue. It's a talent disparity. It's an execution issue. The effort was there. The right spirit was there. They start the game fast. They're up by 11 in the first quarter, but they can't sustain it for 48 minutes, and especially against a team like OKC. Jamel in Pasadena. Jamel, you're on Clipper Stop with Adam Mausland. What's up, Jamel?
Adam, man, hope everything going well with you. I'll be able to help you have a good holiday season for yourself, brother. And hope they can get some time off, man.
Oh, man, I don't need any time off. What am I really doing here? Come on.
You messing with this team, man. I've been here for 25 years. Let you know, man. This is how it goes. I think right now, from my basketball experience, I played ball 20 years. I think we may need to have to get a new voice in the locker room. I'm not saying get rid of Tyronn Lue, but we may have to get a different assistant in there or add to the coaching staff or something, because the voices seem like they die out in the second half, where the adjustments just don't come. We don't play from the inside out anymore.
You think it's a lack of adjustments or a lack of leadership or a lack of legs by the oldest team in NBA history?
Well, I can say it's a lack of legs. That's why I said last time, you have play sets. But if you run the play sets, you can actually have guys come down and do off screens, have guys get in conducive positions to score. Like Kawhi shouldn't be 0 for 5 from 3 because he's playing from the perimeter. If he gets downhill, has a couple off screens, it opens him up in the perimeter, he can score within the mid range, and then the threes come just naturally. You know
So
what I mean?
You want more of a movement offense for a team this slow and a team this old.
No, not movement. More of an offset offense. You don't have to have so much movement. You have young guys like John Collins, right? You can have him do off screens, with free of Kawhi with the backside, have him come around, catch a turnaround, pin down like a Ray Allen 15-footer three, be a shot. Rather than have him work downhill, get around the screen, go downhill, try to cross the ball over, get downhill, miss the shot, and then no transition. That's how you slow down the game.
Yeah.
And when you get the ball to Zubac, you slow it down a lot more.
How do you get the ball to Zubac when he's one of the most doubled players in the league and they can't make entry passes against OKC, or even last time out against Memphis, they struggle to make entry passes to him? Like, I was complaining about him only getting 6 shots, but the truth is they were doubling him because Kobe Brown was out there and they left him wide open on 3-pointers, and the Clippers don't have enough shooters, so that hurts your spacing, and teams can afford to just continue to double Zubac.
And that's why you open up Zubac in the low paint. Like, you let Zubac come out. You don't have to make him the screen guy no more. You make him the action in the middle. So he's the one doing the screens in the middle, the offset screens, where you open guys up and have him turn, catch it, and just get a turn and catch, or have him on the roll, catch him downhill, and catch him on the movement. If he's such a big body, it's really going to be a foul, or it's going to be a hard contest where it's going to be dang near 100% of the time he's going to score. That's why Zuby settling for those hook shots and all those little babies trying to get him in the game, trying to get him in the basket, under the basket is missing them, but he's just forcing it. If you give him a chance to work, give him some room. That's why we don't have to play from the outside in. We play from the inside out. We can open up those threes. Now you got Batum with an open shot, a good look. Kawhi can actually get the ball and stop and take your time to shoot the ball.
Well,
we don't need to have. Go ahead.
First of all, Zoo has to demand the ball more. They also have to make better entry passes. Like, there's just a whole bunch of factors going on here, and they're not changing the offense. And at they're almost 35% of the way into the season. Like, at this point, the best you can hope for is they make some moves, they shake things up, they find better chemistry, better synergy out there, and they find a team that is more compatible with one another.
Yes, because all this trade talk, I told my buddy the same thing. Like, that's how you take away the camaraderie and the chemistry. You take away somebody new, or they acquainted with, you bring someone new. Now we got to reacclimate again. So you might as well stick with what you got now and try to figure out what we can, just do minor trades, tweaks. And like you said last game, I agree with you. Tyronn Lue cannot run that small ball stuff no more. We do not have the personnel. We need to put a Yannick or we need to put a Brooks. I think Yannick, in my personal opinion, after that left knee soreness goes away, he should take Brooks minutes because he does a lot more center-esque things. He plays under the basket, plays big.
I agree.
He gets shots, gets rebounds, runs the floor, and he's young and he's scrappy. Brooks is pretty much now a 3-and-D guy now,
I'm good with giving Yannick his opportunity here when he's healthy for a stretch of games. If he can soak up those minutes that were being played by Kobe Brown or John Collins at the 5 or Brook Lopez, I'm good with trying Yannick some.
Yeah. And he also too, before I go, Adam, he could have a huge lineup like a baby F San Antonio Twin Towers. We can have a Yannick and a Zoo in the paint where you can clog the paint to where you can open those 3-point shots. Because now you got to sit there and double those two. Now we have easier looks for Kawhi there to not go 0-5. That surprised me. Like, wow, because he's forcing it. You need an easy shot. Chris Dunn should have a better percentage than Kawhi for me because 3 to let you know that you're just forcing stuff. And it's like with James Harden, we play faster without him, but we play more sloppy because we're trying to give people the ball to micro stuff.
Well,
so I'm saying a couple plays that won't hurt.
Chris Dunn is not being guarded the same way Kawhi Leonard is, so I think there's a difference there.
That's true. You're right. I'm just saying as far as just the looks, like Kawhi doesn't need to be contested on every shot when he can get free. Because I know that he can get around somebody and get free, and then he still has the speed. He's still Kawhi. Is just and then on the defensive end, he's still the same player. It's just the fact that you can't put him in the paint and act like he's going to be he's not the same size anymore. He's older now. You need to try to have offset guys to have him, play in the passing lanes, get the deflection, the steal, so we can get those transitional points on the fast break with a young John Collins and a young Chris Dunn.
All right. I appreciate the phone call, Jamil, as always, my friend. Thanks for calling in to Clippers Talk.
Oh, thank you, Adam. Thank you for having me, brother. God bless.
Jose in Southgate. Jose, you're on Clippers Talk with Adam Moslem. What's up?
What's up, Adam? I just want to say thank you for, still doing everything you do besides all the trolls and everything. Look, I've been commenting. I haven't jumped ship in the past 28 years. I'm not going to jump ship now. At the end of the day, we start the game off strong. We come out of timeout strong. We just can't finish strong. But we're there, Adam. We're there. If you see that when we come out and we play right, we could do it. But I don't know if it's just a mentality thing at this point. But I'm not jumping ship now, Adam. We still got the Lakers on Saturday. Everything we can make a statement right now. We can make a statement. One of these 3 games, we can make a statement if we win, depending on how we win. Not jumping ship now. Whenever. Let's go, Clippers!
Jose in Southgate. I love it. You knew he was going to get that in. It was kind of a sneak attack with that chant there. 866-987-2570. Quick timeout. We'll come back. Clippers lose in Oklahoma City to the Thunder, 122-101. I'm Adam Moslem, and you're listening to Clippers Talk here on AM 570 LA Sports. Clippers dropped to 6-21 on the season after they lose 122-101 in Oklahoma City to the Thunder, down by 9 at the half, down by 20 heading into the fourth quarter after it was a 7-point game with 4:17 left in the third. And then OKC got up 20 in 2 minutes. Harold in North Hollywood. Harold, what's the solution?
Hey, Adam, I'm not going to rip you, but some of these callers, I mean, they're good guys. Jamil, I wasn't going to call, but when you get these guys calling how they can, why do they retool the team they have now? You know, this guy has to come in off the bench. And why don't you tell them this is not going to work? These guys are in fantasy land. Oh, we got this guy. You got to bring this guy down low. You got to feed Zubac. What are they talking about? You have to break it up. Ballmer's not going to let this go on much longer. I mean, I'm not going to blame Tyronn Lue. This is an old team. Yeah, they were up by 11. They were all excited. I'm going, just give them the time. They'll wear out, and the Thunder will just take them to the woodshed, which is what happened. They got big problems. And now they're going to give their draft pick on top of the way they've been playing with, and they're going to give Oklahoma maybe the number 1 pick in the draft. This has been a disaster, and I keep bringing it to the point. What set this thing back was the Paul George trade, and Lawrence Frank, the whole front office should be fired. This team is not going to do anything. I know some of these Clipper fans call in like they think they can do something. Well, let's do this. I get tired of hearing it. It's not going to work.
Harold, can I ask you something?
Sure you can.
When the Clippers were in the playoffs in 2021, did you call in and say it was a disaster to make the trade for SGA then?
You know what? You asked me that once before. As it turns out, long term.
Okay, so in hindsight,
be honest.
In hindsight,
Adam, that did not. Now they're in real trouble.
But Harold, my point is, you can't control
ahead.
Kawhi Leonard tearing his ACL. Lawrence Frank couldn't predict that. Otherwise, they likely have a championship. And if they have a championship,
that's
people aren't complaining the way they are today.
4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
You know,
and that was kind of the downfall of
goods.
this whole era.
Adam, Kawhi is damaged goods, and he doesn't play. Even when he's healthy, he comes up with some kind of a problem. He's a head case. Come on. I like Kawhi. He's a great guy and everything, but he hasn't brought up anything. James Harden, I saw him at the UCLA game last night. He was sitting in the stands for ASU, but where was he tonight? What's wrong with him?
He's got a calf injury that he tried to play through on Monday.
Well, that's going to take time.
He didn't look good.
When you're 36 years old,
so
you're going to have injuries.
What is your point? What is your point here? To just talk about how bad they are,
What
Harold?
I've been telling you and what have I been telling you for the longest time? You can't tell what my point is.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to
Steve
lead to
Ballmer
us.
needs to step in. I don't know what they can what assets do they have to trade so they can bring in some younger players.
They have 2 first-round picks. They have Ivica Zubac. They have a bunch of guys who are on expiring contracts. They have assets.
When are the first-round picks?
2030, 2032.
Well, he didn't say that.
What does it
I'm
matter?
talking about now.
That's an asset to a
I'm
team
talking
that
about
wants
now,
a pick
Adam.
in the future. Teams trade for future first-round picks. What do you mean? They have those to trade now. They can trade those now, Harold.
Well, who are they going to trade?
Harold, you're the one that's saying blow it all up. You tell me.
You're darn right.
So tell me who they're trading with.
You're going to win with this team?
You asked for assets. I told you what their assets were. Now tell me who they're trading with.
They got nothing to trade. You just said it.
They have multiple first-round picks they could trade if they wanted to.
Nothing.
Ivica Zubac can get you.
The only guy that's worth a darn is Zubac. That's it.
So do they have nothing to trade, or do they have someone to trade? Which one is it, Harold?
They have one guy that anybody would want. It would be Zubac. That's it.
Okay, so they do have assets. Okay.
Nothing.
Appreciate the phone call,
They
Harold.
have one asset.
and 2 first-round picks aside from that. I appreciate the phone call, Harold. I don't need
good
it.
luck, Adam. Look, have a happy holiday. Let's beat the Lakers. Like the one guy said, oh, let's just beat the Lakers and we'll have a great season. Well, that guy, that was ridiculous. Beating the Lakers and make the Clipper fans happy for one game? That's dumb, that guy. That's when I said I got to call in Adam. Set some of these fans straight. Jeez almighty. Get it together, folks. But anyway, Adam, hey, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year.
All right, Harold. Same to you and yours, all right?
Thanks for taking my call. And it's nothing personal. I'm just frustrated. I'm done. And Steve Ballmer, as much money as he has, he better get some people in the front office that know what the hell they're doing. It ain't working. Thanks, Adam.
All right, Harold. I mean, the guys that are in there now won Executive of the Year in 2020 for the moves they made, but I guess they didn't know what the hell they were doing, or they couldn't predict injuries with Kawhi like this. Take a quick timeout. We'll come back. Always the sunshine with Harold in North Hollywood. Clippers lose 122-101 in Oklahoma City to the Thunder. 866-987-2570. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to Clippers Talk here on AM 570 LA Sports. Here's what's annoying. You guys are like this one troll, Carla, in here. And gas. It's like that was in 2020, Adam, when he won Executive of the Year. Yeah. For what move? For bringing in Kawhi, which you guys say is, the worst thing to ever happen now. Yet he won Executive of the Year for it. So all this complaining, and it's hindsight. The Clippers looked like they were about to win a championship in 2021. Kawhi tears his ACL. Lawrence Frank can't control that. Like, you guys are saying that move in 2019 crippled us. But it's the same move that he won Executive of the Year for. So everybody thought it was great then. So if you want to do hindsight bias, fine. That's up to you. I understand it didn't work out because nothing's a guarantee in sports. It felt like at the time it was, but nothing ever is. Don't get me started on the bubble. If they had won the championship in the bubble, nobody would respect it because, the Clippers' first championship came in the bubble. People give the Lakers crap, and they already had like 16 championships when they won that. I'm just making points that I think some of you guys are having a tough time countering. It's another revisionist history night here on Clippers Talk as they lose to Oklahoma City, and SGA has 32. Best player in the world, he looks like. Clippers lose by 21 to OKC. Everyone wants to go back to 2019 now, even though everyone was praising the move then, and nobody could have known that a rookie that averaged 10 points per game and was all rookie team's second team, not even first, would end up being this good. But hey, I understand you want to hold everybody accountable for that trade. I think it's fair, but I think it's also not exactly Nico Harrison trading Luka Doncic, which everybody first guessed and said it was the dumbest thing ever, versus what the Clippers did, and everybody praised them for it. And they turned out to have a lot of bad luck, which has unfortunately carried over from decades prior with this organization. But The Clippers are 6-21, so nobody's going to be happy right now, and I get it. And they get blown out in the last 16 minutes of this game. And I saw a team that fought out there again, but it doesn't matter at this point. You need results. The process is not good enough. You need results out there when you're just hemorrhaging right now. Loss after loss after loss. And now they have the Lakers coming up on Saturday. A team they already lost to. A team they used to dominate. And it looks like the Lakers are going to get a victory late in Utah after being down early. It's not going to change the season, beating the Lakers. And Harold was criticizing Clipper Edward earlier for saying, just beat the Lakers, please. I think what Clipper Edward is saying is just give us something to cheer about. That's what people are looking for right now. No one's saying that changes everything this season. Hang the banner because you beat the Lakers on Saturday and you're 7-21. Should they accomplish that? No one's saying that's everything. They just want to see a victory. And it'd be nice if you beat your rival in the city, or however you want to put it. Because I know Lakers fans continue to talk about the Clippers with every loss right now. So if it's not a rivalry, if the Clippers are irrelevant, why are they talking about them so much? Seems like Clippers fans have been living rent-free with Lakers fans for a while because they won 11 straight games against them at one point. It took years for Coach Lue to lose his first game against the Lakers as the head coach of the Clippers. So, look, we're looking for crumbs here. We'll take anything. A win over the Lakers at Intuit Dome would be a positive. Yes, I think it's okay to want that. I think it's okay to celebrate any win. Like all these killjoys, like, oh, making fun of the Knicks for winning the in-season tournament, and they're not going to hang the banner, probably because they know more people will make fun of them. It's like, it was high-level competitive basketball, and they were the best team there. I think it's okay to celebrate victories, even in what is looking like a lost season for this Clippers team. That's what it's looking like, a lost season. And I expect some moves soon, but I expected moves, or I thought there could be moves 2 weeks ago when they had those 4 days off. But December 15th has passed, which means you have more contracts available to move and trade for. I'm confident Lawrence Frank is going to do something. What that something is, how substantial of a move that is, I don't know. But people are going with reports from outlets I've never heard of before. Earlier, and this was actually yesterday, it was a Dallas Mavericks report from something called Dallas Hoops Journal, which has like 1,000 followers on X. And they said the Clippers have been rejecting trade offers for James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and Ivica Zubac and believe they can make a run towards the postseason once they get Derrick Jones Jr. back. Well, it would help to get DJ back, help to get Harden back. I don't know how much validity there is to that. I think it's more likely, and we talked about it with Law Murray in the pregame show, and I posted that on the YouTube side in the video section if you want to check it out. I think it's more likely that it's not that the Clippers are opposed to making moves. It's that they're not getting good offers because teams have them over a barrel right now with the position the Clippers are in. They're not in a position of power to negotiate. Teams know they could be desperate. Teams aren't going to give up much, you would think, for Kawhi or James Harden right now. So maybe it's better not to make a move and just keep the cap space. Because if you're getting back bad contracts, that don't help you. You don't want contracts that extend past 2027. The Clippers have lined up their books to be clean outside of Ivica Zubac in 2027. You can't do away with that plan. Now, who knows what happens? You keep losing. Obviously, jobs are on the line. Nobody's safe. You've been around sports long enough. You've seen this story. I don't know who's going to be around to make all these moves. But it sounds like they want stability. Steve Ballmer, though, he's never really been in this position before. Not like this. He hasn't had a team this bad. Are they going to shake things up? I don't know. I would think it's less likely to do that in season. And sometimes you just chalk it up to a lost year or a bad year and look at the body of work and 14 straight winning years and seasons. And you stick with a lot of the same people that got you to 50 wins last season when you only had Kawhi Leonard for 37 games. And you say, this is the outlier year. But we're still going to have confidence in those people making the decisions moving forward. We'll see. Appreciate you guys for listening. Even everybody being angry in the chat or on the phone calls. Clippers lose in Oklahoma City, 122-101, to a historically great defense and maybe a historically great team when all things are said and done. Clippers next game against the Lakers on Saturday night at Intuit Dome. Tip-off at 7:30, pregame show at 6:30. Before we get out of here, I do want to thank the Clippers organization, Ralph Lawler, Brian Seaman, Carlo Jimenez, Noah Eagle. Carlo on the call on this one, of course. Big brother Jake Warner, what's up? Our producer back here in the bank, Daniel West. Thank you, Daniel. I'm Adam Oslin. Talk to you Saturday at 6:30 from Intuit Dome.